The official ACC BARS document is 6 pages long. 6 pages. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where to look on each one and what each section is for. What I've noticed working with mentor coaches is that most of you treat BARS like a dictionary. You only open it when you're already stuck. That's backwards. The doc is not a glossary. It's a working reference. And once you know its structure, you can navigate it in seconds. The difference matters because mentor coaching at the ACC level requires you to cite this document, often verbatim, when you give feedback. You don't paraphrase a behavioral statement. You read it, you understand it, and then you point to the specific behavior in the session that demonstrates it. So in the next few minutes, we're going to walk this document together, page by page, and turn it from something intimidating into something you can use without thinking about it. You need to read the BARS document the way an attorney reads a statute. 3 reasons. First, it's the source of truth. When you tell a coachee, this is A3.1, you met the standard, you're citing this document, not your interpretation of it. Your authority comes from the document, not from your experience. That's important. Second, when you write developmental feedback, you may quote the behavioral statement verbatim. Verbatim matters because the language is precise, and your coachee will hold on to the exact wording. If you paraphrase, you introduce drift. And third, ICF revises this document. The version you're looking at right now is dated August 2022. When a new version comes out, and a new version will come out, you need to be able to spot what changed without relearning the whole thing. If you know the structure, you can scan a new version in 5 minutes and identify exactly what's different. Here's the geography of the document. Page 1 is the cover. Title, date, who published it. Page 2 introduces the 7 response options, what raters check for each behavioral statement. We'll spend the next video on those. Page 3 explains Competency 1, ethical practice, which uses binary qualifiers. Page 3 also explains why Competency 2, coaching mindset, has no behavioral statements. It's assessed on the credentialing exam, not in session review. Pages 3 through 5 list every behavioral statement under Competencies 3 through 8. Each statement has a code like A3.1, then the verbatim behavior. There are 19 statements in total, 4 for C3, 3 each for C4 through C8. Page 6 is the footer. That's it. 6 pages, 3 layers. The rating scale, the binary qualifiers for ethics, and the 19 behavioral statements. When you can see those 3 layers at a glance, the document stops being intimidating. Every statement is structured the same way. Code, then coach, then a verb describing an observable action, then the object of that action, then sometimes the purpose or outcome. Look at A6.1 on the screen. The code A6.1 tells you it's Competency 6, Statement 1. Coach uses is the action verb. Summarizing or paraphrasing is the technique. To make sure they understood the client correctly is the purpose. And that purpose is what makes A6.1 a check, not just a paraphrase. Now look at another one. A8.1 reads, Coach partners with the client to create or confirm specific action plans. Same structure. Code, coach, verb, object, qualifier. The word specific is doing the same work that to make sure did in A6.1. It tells you what the rater is listening for. When you're observing a session, you're not asking the impressionistic question, is the coach being a good listener? You're asking the structural question, did the coach use summarizing or paraphrasing, and was the purpose to confirm understanding? That's the shift in listening that BARS requires. Page 2 of the BARS document lists the 7 response options. We'll spend the entire next video on the scale, so I'll just name them now and give you the anchor that matters most. The 7 levels top to bottom: exemplary, extremely proficient, proficient, sufficient, not quite sufficient, insufficient, not applicable. 5 steps from top to bottom, plus the not applicable option. The cutoff between passing and failing the standard sits between sufficient and not quite sufficient. Hold on to that anchor. That single line is the most important calibration on the entire scale. Most of your rating decisions in mentor coaching, even at ACC level, will be within 1 step of that boundary. We'll go deep on the calibration in the next video. For now, just remember the order and remember where the line is. Print the BARS document or have it open on a second screen while you listen to recordings. Use it as a checklist of what you might hear, not what you must hear. When you hear a behavior that maps to a statement, mark it. Write the timestamp next to it. So your notes look something like A3.1, 4 minutes 30 seconds. Coach asks, what would you like to focus on today? Sufficient. That's a complete observation. Code, time, evidence, rating. If a statement doesn't show up at all in the session, that's not automatic failure. Sometimes the session structure didn't create the opportunity. We'll cover when to mark not applicable in the next video. The point right now is the document goes with you when you listen. You don't try to remember 19 statements from memory. You don't have to. The document is a tool designed to be used while listening. The official PDF is on the ICF website under Credentialing Resources. The link is in your lesson page. Download it and keep it open while you watch the rest of these videos. We've also written 2 companion documents specifically for this lesson sequence. The Tandem ACC BARS Deep Dive Guide goes deeper than the official PDF can. The official PDF tells you what each statement says. The Deep Dive Guide tells you what each statement looks like at every level of the rating scale and where it gets confused with adjacent statements. Use both side by side. The second companion is the BARS Identification Practice Worksheet. 18 fresh transcript snippets across 3 difficulty tiers with an answer key. You'll use that after you've watched all 6 videos in this sequence. In the next video, we go deep on the 7-point scale itself. Calibration on that scale is the rating skill that everything else depends on.